Hello and welcome to this week's episode of I Think I'm Human Too. It has been a hot minute since I've sat down and filmed anything. Honestly, it's been actually a long time. If you're listening to the podcast and you haven't seen on Instagram or TikTok, we have a new member of our familia. Her name is Crew. We got...
AKA...
Crudertot.
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 Krewski.
Krewski.
Krewskini.
Crouton.
Crouton. You little shit.
Yeah, for sure.
She's
no.
just a baby.
Quotation. No in
No,
quotation.
baby.
That's definitely her name also.
We are literally obsessed with her. We got Hadley's little sister. She's a half sister. We got her the week before we moved to Texas. Another fun fact, we are now filming in Texas. The lighting is kind of bad in here, so if you're watching on YouTube, I do apologize. We are going to get this studio all put together in the next few weeks here. Actually, I'm going to say the next few months, just because moving cost us an arm and a freaking leg.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah. You almost forget.
You guys, on our way down here, okay, so I freaking told Raphael.
No. No. You guys, this is unfreaking real. You won't even believe this. Go ahead. I'll let you start.
I told Raphael and I
you
years ago, we bought a 07 Honda CR-V.
2020.
It's an 07.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. But we bought it in 2020. Sorry.
Yeah, so interrupt your own story. Anyways, so we bought an 07 Honda CR-V, and we shared that car for 3 years together before I bought a car. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. It's my baby. It was my baby.
Yeah, Raphael loved that thing. Anyways.
I still love it.
I was petitioning to get rid of the car and sell it before we moved because I did not think it would make a cross-country move.
It had so much juice in it, so much life.
It had an hour's worth of juice. It was so
Don't
bad.
Don't judge a book by its cover, okay? So anyway, this car was beautiful, okay? It was an 07. I want you to picture this, okay? I want you to sit back, and I want you to think about this right now. Let me change my voice. It was an 07 CR-V, white Honda, with 212,675,000 miles on it. It ran like a gazelle.
Not him romanticizing this fucking old ass car. Anyway,
babe,
the car was a good car, but I was saying let's get rid of this car because we're gonna need a new one.
What does old mean? Subjective.
Babe, it's like 18 years old.
And that's old to who? What if somebody was 80 years old? That's not that old. I'm just saying. It's subjective.
Okay.
The car still had life. It ran like a gazelle.
Should I remind you of the photo of you U-Haul trailering it down here? With no life? Okay. So this freaking car breaks down an hour outside of the Twin Cities. So we're an hour south. We've already completely moved out of our house. There's no way we can move an hour back or drive an hour back to figure out this car situation.
Yeah.
So we decide to rent a car. So we're like, okay, fuck it. We're just going to leave this car here. Because I'm coming back up to Minnesota next week anyway. So I was like, I'll drive down the hour down there to take care of it, to sell it, whatever we got to do, whatever. I don't know. That was an option. There was an option of stopping by a dealership and literally dropping it off and buying a new vehicle right then and there. But our biggest problem was we had both cars filled and there was no way everything would fit in one vehicle. So we still needed a second car. And so my girlfriend Haley that was with us got the idea of renting a U-Haul truck and putting a trailer on it and trailing the vehicle down. So that's what we ended up doing ultimately.
And shout out to the follower who saw us in traffic, like driving through states. And was like, hey, I think I see you guys.
Behind you guys.
Like, that was iconic. Like,
iconic.
Hands down. So shout out to you.
One of the funniest parts of all of this, not really that funny, we worked with a moving company. We worked with Roadway Movers to bring all of our stuff down here. But working with a moving company costs money. So we spent money to not have to buy a U-Haul truck. And we ended up with an empty U-Haul truck.
With a U-Haul truck.
With 3 suitcases in it.
Good times.
guys know that I like to indulge in a little bit of THC and get a little giggly. Giggly is made in Minnesota, which is literally one of the coolest things to me. I've been drinking them for quite some time, so I'm super excited to be able to partner with them to give you guys a code to get some money off if you are looking to try Giggly. Giggly is Gigli, and they are a THC hemp-derived cocktail. Gigglies are non-alcoholic, hemp-derived THC cocktails, so they're under 100 calories. They're gluten-free. They're all natural. They're absolutely phenomenal. I really love them. I love drinking these at night. So like when I'm starting to, like, you know, like when you come home and I used to like want a glass of wine. I don't really want that anymore. I don't drink alcohol at all anymore. I love one of these, like start sipping it while I'm making dinner. By the time dinner is done being made, it starts to taste even more delicioso with a little bit of giggly in me. So, hee hee. They do come in 4 flavors, and they are becoming more and more popular in stores nationwide. But if you can't find them in a local store by you, you can order them on giggly.com. So that's GIGLI.com. And then code HUMAN2, all one word, HUMAN2 will save you 15% off site-wide. I'm really excited for you guys to have this code. If you are looking to try a THC cocktail, I highly, highly, highly recommend Giggly. And then it doesn't hurt to get 15% off for your first 4-pack if you want to try them out. So happy giggling. I love you guys. Giggly wiggly. And what sucks is there was so much stuff at our house still that I wanted to keep, but it got to the point where our cars were too full, so we couldn't bring them. And I was giving stuff away to my cousin that we ended up having to repurchase down here, which is so annoying. And all we would have had to have done was buy a fucking U-Haul truck to begin with.
Bright side of things, silver lining.
Bright side of things. Raphael got a new car anyways.
No. You should have seen me whipping that U-Haul. I was, come on now, bro. I was backing it up.
I'd like to see you back it up.
Drop that ass. Drop. No, seriously. I was whipping this shit out of this U-Haul. Like, you would be very proud of me if you saw me on the road.
I was not proud of him. I was pissed. And not only that, he had my best friend's husband in the vehicle with him. Mind you, when his car was breaking down, it was literally glugging. It was like glug, glug, glug,
we were
glug,
2 cowboys on the road searching for our destination.
What was pissing me off is I was like, the fact that Raphael didn't want to sell this car and he risked not only your own safety, but
valid,
a friend's who's also got a baby on the way.
Very valid.
I was pissed. I was so annoyed because I was like, not only are our friends like doing us a service, they're also unsafe while doing us a service.
Here's my rebuttal. Okay, I don't have one. You're right, I guess.
At the end of the day, Raphael ended up getting a vehicle in Texas. We still have the Honda. We got to figure out what we're going to do with it.
And she's still purring like a baby. Just keep her under 70.
She hasn't moved.
If you keep her under 70, babe, I promise you she's good to go. Over, I can't guarantee anything.
You won't drive it to know if it even goes 70 anymore.
Well, people drive at 100 miles an hour out here.
We're getting rid of the car.
Hold on.
All in all, what do you think so far of Texas?
I'm liking it. And what's funny is we've yet to really adventure. What? Do I look uncomfortable still? Is it me in the hat? Does this turn you on? Is that why you're laughing at me? Is that you secretly saying that you're hitting on me because my hat is backwards and I look like a badass or what?
Yeah. So hot. Let's make a
Say it with more conviction. Fuck.
Let's make a baby, man.
No, with my hat on though.
Not this dog scheming over here.
Come on, baby. Howdy, come.
You guys, I'm having to take a photo of this for the Human2 Instagram page.
Sit.
Babe, you're so hot.
Stay. Lay down.
And you're directing a dog? Oof. Big daddy energy.
Big zaddy energy.
As Cruz chewing on the chair.
No, Hadley, come here.
Anyways, okay, so what are you liking about it so far?
Okay, like I was saying, we've yet to even really adventure. We've been moving around really to get furniture and like look at cars and like things for the house, but we've yet to like sick our teeth into Dallas. And so I'm fiending to like...
Fiending?
Yeah,
oh my God. I'm so excited because this week, Savannah's coming down to visit us.
Yes!
My cousin
it's
Savannah's
getting
coming.
so good. Yes.
She works for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they made it to Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Timberwolves versus Mavericks is gonna be crazy.
We're gonna have so much fun.
It's gonna be so much fun. Savannah's coming. We'll
Anissa's
have a
gonna be
chance to
down
get
here.
see Anissa.
Yeah, so
to
we're
see
gonna
Jordan play.
We're gonna be running around town, which we're really
It's gonna be
excited
so
for.
much fun, and we can't wait to see people.
So you won't be fiending much longer because we
You'll
got
be
a lot.
fiending.
We got a lot to do over the next week.
I'm fiending for you,
And
baby.
you know Savannah's never been to Dallas, so she's
Okay.
gonna want to adventure a lot too while she's here.
You just ignored me.
What'd you say?
I said I'm fiending for you, baby. Did you just throw up in your mouth?
Anyways, I would say I'm really liking Dallas. Thanks for asking me, by the way. I'm really liking Dallas. I feel like it's really, the one downside of it is the driving. The driving genuinely terrifies me here. They are
There's
so
traffic everywhere.
reckless. I'm down for the traffic if I didn't feel like I was going to die. People will literally drive like 95 degrees.
Oh,
God,
it is
now I'm
definitely
choking.
95 degrees.
They'll like drive at 95 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic, slamming on brakes, like cutting cars off just to get off of an exit. Like,
Absolutely.
it's just crazy. And I don't like that. Like, I don't appreciate drivers that like make it very, very, very well known that they don't give a shit about your life. Like, I hate that. I get like fast driving or defensive driving. Like I get, or aggressive driving. Like I can understand to a certain extent, like, but here it's literally like when I've watched an accident happen or past an accident that has just happened, every single time I'm like, I don't know if a person's made it out alive. And there's always accidents. Every single day, there's always a really, 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 really bad accident. And that's so sad. But other than that, it's good. Everything's kind of far here. They'll be like, oh, it's just the next town over. That's 25 minutes away.
Or if you go on Google Maps and it'll say like 5 miles away. And then you say, all right, yeah, that's close. That's not too
Less
bad.
than a
And
10
then
minute
it's
drive.
like, right, it's like 40 minutes to get there. And you're like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just down the street.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But
and
I will
that's not
say I
cool.
like Dallas and I like the city we live in. It feels like it's booming, like things are coming.
Yeah.
Things are already here, things to do. Again, we haven't really dove into like the middle of downtown Dallas yet, but
What's like a amount of time that we need to live somewhere before we start to get acclimated? Like,
I don't know.
how long do we got to live here before we're like, oh, I feel
Can
like
you
we live
guys
here?
tell us like
Yeah, but you and I have
some
moved
wisdom?
before out of our
True,
state.
very
so it's
true,
like, how
very
long?
true.
I forgot how long it took to like feel normal.
and we're older now too, so I'm like
Yeah.
we're not in the like pop in places, quote unquote, like
Yeah, we're like not downtown Dallas walking
yeah,
around.
like yeah, for sure.
I love the weather here. I actually really do like the heat. I kind of missed it. Growing up in Florida, I was used to like humid heat. This isn't horrible. People said it was dry, but it's definitely not dry heat, which is a lie. We went to a Nike clearance mall. Craziness. So we thought it was like an outlet mall. That is not true. It's a Nike clearance store.
Yep.
And they get shipments Monday through Friday. And they literally just keep their store stocked all day long. Raphael got t-shirts for like $10.
Yeah,
There were sneakers
yeah.
for $19.99.
I will never shop at a normal Nike store ever again.
Ever.
Or any athletic store. I'm going there and I'm balling on a budget. Okay.
Same. I posted on Instagram. I was like, Raphael's never allowed to buy full price Nike again. I don't really shop at Nike. Much less if you know anything about me. I do not buy anything full price. Literally at all.
We're like coupon cutters, but like in fashionable ways.
Like I budget where possible and I bargain where possible. So like, for example,
That's pretty accurate.
like
Yeah.
it's full price, but it's at Aldi. You know what I'm saying?
I like the way you move.
I know.
That was so accurate.
We like the fact that we don't have friends here. We don't have family here. I mean, we have a couple friends here. But one of our guy friends, Jordan, he lives 2 hours away. We've seen him the most, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
My agency is here and we kind of
Yep.
consider them friends.
Yep.
They're really like the most friends that we have here. And we have Abby. So we've got a
Yeah.
handful
So
of
we've
people.
seen some people. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a handful of people, but it's definitely not as rigorous as it used to be. What are your thoughts on the house?
Hell of a transition right there. Okay. Thoughts on the house. Love it. I will say I didn't know there was so many like things that come with it. So the warranty guy came today and was like laying down a plethora of information. and like booklets and stuff, and like obviously you adapt to it, and they leave you with this stuff. But like, there's things you got to check up on, maintain.
He's like a real homeowner now.
Yeah, like I was a homeowner before, but like really, like I've elevated my home owning experience for sure. Like,
I feel really blessed. We live in a very nice home.
I'm a grown up now.
One that like I've never. Thank you for letting your intrusive thoughts take over right there.
Oh, shit.
Not me getting like deep over here. I'm a homeowner now.
Shit. Yeah, it just kicked in like months later.
Baby, you've owned a home already for 2 years.
I know, but like this is different.
2.5. We sold our house.
We have a backyard.
We haven't told anyone that yet. We haven't posted online, but we sold our house.
Fingers are crossed right now. If you are listening and YouTubers, you can see we've yet to like officially close, but we have an offer. We accepted the offer.
He put such bad juju out in the world. We sold our fucking house. We're going to go through with it. They're not going to back out. We're going to sign the contract. Just believe it. And if you believe it, it's true.
This is what happens when you're a government.
Believe it to be true.
This is what happens.
Believe it to be true.
It is true.
Believe it to be true. Perfect.
true.
So we sold our house.
This
if
is
shit
what
falls
happens
through, shit falls
when
through,
you
but
work
it's not
in
gonna.
the government or in the courtroom. You see things black and white, and you're pretty rational. And when you say you sold it, that means like everything has been signed, sealed, and delivered. We haven't sold it yet. Sorry. God damn.
We have contract signed, and our
There
closing.
we go.
Our closing is in just a few weeks, so
Yes.
we are selling it. Everything's good to go.
Yes, for sure.
Literally, the only thing would be if their funding doesn't come through. But our finance people already reached out to their finance people, and the money is there. So,
Yeah, for
and they've
sure.
already signed a contract. So
Yeah, we're excited. We're blessed.
excited. We're ready to get it off our hands. We've never sold a home before. So
It
that was
actually
kinda
set
cool.
longer than we thought, you guys. Like we were just, am I taking over?
No,
wow,
go
this
ahead.
is what it feels like. Fuck, this is bait time. You're live here reporting with me, Raphael. No,
Can't get caught.
it actually sold within like, 9 days, 11 days, 12 days, maybe. Okay, yeah, about 11 days. But we thought it was gonna go like same day or like the next day or the following day, and it kind of shook us. It kind of spooked us, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely went slower, but we were getting told it was because of the interest rates being so high.
Yeah.
So like our payment on it was $2,000, but the interest rates now, it's putting the house at over $3,000 a month just in interest alone.
Yeah. That's pretty
So
wild.
it's crazy, and it's sad because that home specifically I'm just speaking on, but that home is meant for like a small family max if you have one child. I could foresee possibly 2 being there, but you would have to have an older child.
Older child for sure.
Because the rooms are on separate levels.
Yep.
So I really couldn't foresee that home being for anyone other than like younger couples. So again, when you're talking interest rates, $1,000 a month in interest alone, that's all that it is. That's a lot of money. And it is really, really, really sad that that's like what the world has come to and what America is like right now, because no wonder everyone's renting. They have to. They're literally being forced to. So we're blessed to have sold it, but I do feel sad, like knowing that that's how the market is. Like, there was someone that put in an offer, but their lender came back and was like, unfortunately, with how much the interest rate is on this home, they wouldn't be able to afford it. So
yeah, that's unfortunate. And you talk about just like a normal like thing in this world, like food, water, and like a place to live, you know?
yeah, a roof
Like
over your head.
yeah, absolutely. Like the absolutes that people need to feel stable, feel comfortable, live life. Like I don't want to say basic necessities. Obviously you can rent, but like to own a home, like it's just making it so difficult. I just feel like, things are always have been unfair, right? And sad, but it's just like,
Yeah. This home we got really, 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 really blessed with. I told the stories already on social media.
Yeah.
This house actually fell from contract. So we bought basically the guy out from his contract, and they honored the price point as it was for him. but we would not have been in this home, nor could we have afforded this home if that wasn't the case. So I've shared many times, like, I really believe that this house was meant for us and like we're here for a reason.
Amen.
But I don't know where we would be living right now if we didn't find this house, because this was really the one that hit everything. I don't know. We talked about even just like moving down here and just like renting for a little bit.
Renting for a bit in Airbnb. Yeah. And when we first came down, we literally flew down for 2.5, 3 days, looked at 40 homes and like executed that quick. Yeah. So like, I mean, imagine flying back and not finding a home and being like, we have to search from
what
Zillow.
Do we do now?
So
we were prepared to have like a friend or someone from my agency literally go walk and tour some homes for us.
Yeah, it was
crazy that we ended up with this home. But again, I feel like we're really meant to be with it. So I just believe in that. And
we're blessed. Yeah.
We're very blessed.
Wait, tell them about the cardinal that continues to visit us.
And we have a cardinal in our backyard. Literally. Like, our whole back side of this neighborhood, we're on like the edge of the lot, like the edge of the neighborhood lot. So every single house on this street backs up to woods. And there's one cardinal family that lives in the woods directly across from our house. They don't live on any of the other houses. So, of course, they're always with us. The guy cardinal will come to our window and, like, sit on the windowsill.
Literally, we have so many videos, guys.
He'll fly past us. So, if you haven't seen those, look out for them on Instagram. I'm always posting them on my story. I'm like, oops, Dad's here. Like, come say hi to Dad. And every morning, like, I'll come out with the girls, and he's, like, singing his little song, and tonight we were just eating dinner and he was eating at the bird feeder at the same time. So I was like, not Bill trying to have dinner with us.
Right. You could just ask next time.
Right. Like, you could just ask and we'll let you in the house.
We'll let you in the house. Like,
yeah,
you're special.
I do want to talk about some grief topics later on in an episode, because I feel like a lot of like Human 2 started because I was in such a vulnerable state with no quote unquote community.
Yeah.
Other than people online. And that's where I wanted to like start to build that community more. But then I got in my head and I was like, do I even want to be fully grief based? Because I was like, I don't know how to navigate grief. I'm still learning too. This is all new to me too. So I didn't really want to hone in on the grief side of things. But then the more and more I meet people nonstop, people tell me how much I've helped them with their grief journey, and they're just thankful that I was communicative and vulnerable and real and raw, and they're very appreciative of that, which is very kind. But like even just sharing the sign story, like something that I've realized over the last few days, it's hard because when you hear about signs, it's so cool, right? Like to be able to quote unquote communicate with your past loved one from the other side and they're showing up in a sign, whether it's the cardinal. And like, I really do believe that that's my dad hanging out with us, right? But I'm also like, my dad's a fucking bird right now. That's so weird. And then in your head, you're like, oh, my dad's a bird right now. And the only reason I'm seeing this sign is because he's dead. So it's like, it's cool to get the sign. And it is such a blessing to feel like you have that connection with a past soul. But then it's also just another daily reminder every time I see something or a big sign or a cool sign or someone where I'm like, I don't know, it's just another daily reminder. Like when you see a sign, it's really cool and it's affirmative, like their souls are still here. And I do believe that. Like I don't believe we're bodies with minds and souls. I believe we're souls that have a body and a mind, meaning like we start with a soul. Like we start with a soul and then our bodies are made and then our brains are made, and like I don't know, it's weird. So like when you're gone, like your body, yes, is still here on earth and in the ground somewhere, but like your soul, like what happens with your soul? I feel like it really does stay present. And so that's cool to know that like his soul is still here moving around earth with us, and just floating around to whatever kid needs him that day. But every time he pops up, I'm like, he's popping up as a cardinal today because he can't FaceTime me right now. He's popping up as a cardinal eating his sunflower seeds outside because he can no longer like pull up to our house and have El Taquito with us.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bittersweet reminder. I think that's the best way to say it. But I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that are like really always looking for a sign and like really trying to communicate and really like, why can I not see or feel my loved one? But know that that stuff comes with it too, where it's not always sunshine and rainbows and you feel like you're like able to talk to your dad. Like I'm not able to have that conversation like I used to. I just have affirmations in new ways, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting, but I do kind of want to have like a whole topic on, or a whole episode on like things that I'm slowly learning, because my first year of grief, and a lot of people say this, like the first year of grief, you're barely even grieving because you're so numb. You're really just ultimately like your first year, you're really numb and you're feeling what it feels like without them for the first time around the block. You go through your first holidays without them. You go through your first birthday without them. You don't know how to feel, so you're just experiencing. Year 2 is where you're like, okay, I know what this is going to look like. I know what this is going to feel like. Now let me be able to actually process those emotions. They say like, what is it? Like, try a bite of food first before you judge it. Like, try it twice before you say you don't like it.
Yeah.
I think that's real with a lot of things. Like, you experience it the first time and you have something in your head of like what it's going to be or feel or taste or do or whatever. But the second time around is where you're finally like, oh, my brain can process because I already know the texture. I already know the taste. I already know this. Now I get to actually understand in my own brain, like, what am I actually eating? And I know that's like a very weird analogy to be comparing grief to food, but I think it's real where it's like, year 2, you're like, damn, now this is really real. I've done everything already without him. Now I'm going to start to finally internalize and understand and break down like, okay, my birthday's coming up again. His birthday's coming up again. Father's Day's coming up. Like, I know what it was like on the day of. Now I need to process those feelings. So I feel like year 2 is where you're finally starting to, I don't know, cope better, I guess, too, maybe. This is obviously subjective to anyone and everyone. And this is all like at your own pace, but under like a umbrella of guidelines. I feel like everyone's pretty numb year 1 and 2, you're starting to process. So I think I kind of want to update like where I'm at there, because it's like now I can talk about with him without crying, but I'm also like, it's still really hard and it's still really sad. And I'm still, again, I'm just now processing it. Whereas like a lot of people I feel like thought that I did such a great job over the first year, but I'm like, the first year was kind of low-key fine because I'm like, not even fine. Like, it was actually really hard. So let me not say that. It was really hard, yeah. It was really hard, but I was just more numb. And now I'm like starting to actually feel the emotions. I just no longer have that extreme sadness upstairs when I'm thinking about it. I'm more thinking about it from like a logical standpoint. Like, how can I make this better instead of bitter? And how can I let this pain, I don't know, like Raphael and I are big in like when we're going through something, we're like, there's a lesson on the other side of this. So like, what is this lesson versus being like, fuck this shit. Like when we were in the cars, even just like moving the U-Haul down here, like I was so pissed off, but I was also like, this car is breaking down for a reason. Maybe these motherfuckers were about to get in an accident 2 miles up the road, like whatever the case may be. Yes, it's frustrating and it cost us extra money that we were not prepared for and did not have to spend nor want to spend at that time. But I was like, okay, maybe there's a reason for this. And maybe it's the fact that their safety is in jeopardy. So I don't know. So we're very big in that. I do want to do a full grief topic, kind of like where I'm at starting year 2. I guess I'm already a year and a half in, which is crazy. So anyways, not taking Texas topics to grief, but here we are. Hee hee. Hee hee. Raphy's been way more present on his socials, which is so exciting.
Raphael's all background, all front information, front line. I'm the background.
Right now you have no neck.
Well, I'm kind of like slouched in this chair because this mic, I keep telling you, is hurting my back.
I have to take a picture of her. People aren't going to know what she looked like during this episode. She's just a hamburger. He's a good man. Other than that, we're excited. We're ready for the Timberwolves to be here. We love the fact that the girls have a yard. We're actually really enjoying the fact that it's just us. Raphael and I were just saying the other day, like, when you live in a state where all your friends and family are, you always have something going on. There's something going on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon. Like, something's always going on every single day, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. You don't even realize it. Like,
at all.
You're just like, oh, yeah, like, Haley invited us to go do this. Oh, okay. Anissa called us to do this. Okay, Aaron called us to do this. You're, like, constantly going. Yeah. But here in Texas, people are like, oh, any plans this weekend? And I'll be like, Actually, no. It's so nice. It's just like every afternoon or every evening, we're like, okay, what do we want to do tonight? Every weekend, we're like, okay, what do we want to do today? It's been really fun. It's been really freeing, honestly, which is exactly what Raphael and I wanted from here. So I'm really, really excited that it's working out the way that we mentally prepared for it to, which was just kind of to be us and hang out. And I don't know, we've just had like a wild, I mean, Raphael and I's relationship started right at COVID. So like we've been nonstop going through something big in our lifetime. It was COVID. We were on shutdown. So we were like forced to be together. The world was crazy. In Minneapolis, the George Floyd murder occurred. So like, we were on lockdown there. We had military police everywhere. Like that was just a crazy time in life. Yeah. Then we moved into my parents' basement. Then we got engaged. Then we got married. Then we were starting to try to settle down. But then we got Hadley. So then we got Hadley. And then my dad died. And then we took off online. So it's like not took off online, but then finally like online became my full-time job. Like we've just had so many life changes in 4 years that this is really like almost a time for Raphael and I to start like getting to know each other again, almost in like a calm mindset. I've never seen us this like chill day after day after day after day. Like we've always just been nonstop goers. So it's nice to just kind of slow down and like relearn each other as a new stage of life.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've been talking for so long. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You didn't have any intrusive thoughts that you wanted to let take over?
No.
Okay, good. So we're going to wrap this episode up.
Oh, she's waking up. Oh,
she does have dry skin. It makes me so sad. Her vet said that her skin's a little dry. I'm like, well, how do I get it moisturized?
How do I moisturize your skin?
Neutrogena? CeraVe? Dove? I don't know any others that I can name off the head. Sol de Janeiro? Yeah, girl, you need some Sol de Janeiro. They need a puppy mist. Anyways, so we're going to wrap this episode up. I will see you guys in the next few weeks or next week. I'm going to get couch convos started back up. So if you are in the Dallas area and you have a couch convo that you want to have with us, I am so excited. Email us at human2@katherineebs.com. I will put the email in the caption. So submit your story if you want to be on Couch Convos. I am so excited. There was somebody that I had on. Oh my God, I'm so pissed off about this. I went and visited this girl. Her name was Lex in Minnesota. Love her. Love her. Mad that I met her so late in my Minnesota life because I literally want to be her best friend. Like, I just love her so much. She had so much knowledge. I came home, and that was the day that Hadley ate the SD cards.
SD card.
So her couch convo got washed, but I'm hoping eventually when I'm up in Minnesota, we can make it work again, or she'll come to Dallas. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
But we're going to get Couch Converse started back up. There's just been so much movement going on. And I feel like I had asked Raphael, when are we going to feel like this is our home? Because I'm looking to hire an assistant. And right now, like, I had a bunch of interviews come through, or not interviews, applications come through. And I was setting up interviews. And now it was time for the interviews to already happen. I'm like, I physically cannot even imagine going to an interview right now. I right now am a mess in my own head. So we'll get there, but we're just trying to settle in. So
yeah,
we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Later.